across Tasmania. This is Tas News 24 with Kane Dello.
Hello and welcome to the program. We begin our week in review with the tragic news of a 26-year-old man who was struck by a vehicle and tragically passed away in Huonville in the state's south region. Jari Wise died after allegedly being struck by a vehicle driven by his girlfriend in the early hours of Saturday morning. Police, along with ambulance crews, attended the incident, but Mr. Wise sadly died at the scene. His girlfriend, who allegedly struck and killed Mr. Wise, is this woman, 34-year-old Melissa Oates. She appeared on Sunday in an after-hours court hearing in the Hobart Magistrates Court, charged with a number of offences, including 4 breaches of domestic violence order. Her lawyer, Miss Ripper, applied for bail, which was not opposed by Tasmania Police, and the woman was released on bail to reappear in court on March the 17th. It's disturbing that a woman who has taken the life of a young man is granted bail and has placed a dark cloud over the justice system in Tasmania. The question that's being asked throughout the community and by people that have been victims of domestic violence have asked the question, if this was a man who allegedly ran down his female partner and made 4 breaches of a domestic violence order, would he be granted bail? It's been said that it should be acknowledged that not all cases of domestic violence are caused by men and that female perpetrators do exist. Families will continue losing sons, brothers and fathers if no one is held accountable for their deaths. The family violence orders should enforce a zero-tolerance approach to all family and domestic violence. The domestic violence legislation should ensure support and services will be provided to all victims regardless of their age, gender or sexuality. Melissa Oates allegedly took control of a motor vehicle and caused death to another human being by her careless act, which saw a young man's life cut tragically short. Melissa Oates will again reappear in the Hobart Magistrates Court on March the 17th, and of course we will keep you updated of that story. Now to the man who decided to do a bit of shopping while he waited for his test results to be confirmed whether or not he had the coronavirus. The 40-year-old man who arrived in Launceston on Saturday on board a Virgin Australia flight VA1368 from Melbourne after leaving Iran and then flew to Malaysia on Saturday, tested positive to the coronavirus. There is speculation surrounding this case, as officials have stated they instructed the man to self-isolate while he waited for the test results to come through. However, the man went to a local Woolworths supermarket in the CBD at around 10 p.m. on Sunday, and it's now been confirmed he was not wearing a face mask while he shopped. The health department are being slammed for allowing the man to leave the hospital while he was waiting for his test results to come through. It's been shown the Tasmanian health sector failed to carry out proper safety measures when testing patients who have been presented to them with possible coronavirus symptoms. Other hospitals nationwide have strict guidelines and regulations when dealing with people presenting themselves to hospital with suspected coronavirus symptoms. The health department have said that the risk of anyone catching the virus while the man did his shopping is low, and that a 15-minute window of the time of the man being present in the store is low risk to others. However, the virus is easily spread through droplets from a person coughing or sneezing, and anyone with the virus who touches objects like items in the store, EFTPOS machines at self-checkout services area run the risk of getting the virus, and it seems the Tasmanian government health officials are playing down the seriousness of the first case of the coronavirus here in Tasmania. In other states across Australia, people presenting symptoms of the coronavirus have been placed in isolation within the hospital, and healthcare staff are told to follow a strict infection control procedure, making sure to contain the virus from spreading. In New South Wales, most recently, an entire school has been closed due to a student testing positive to the coronavirus. It shows the great lengths other organisations and governments are doing to protect their residents, and are taking the matter very seriously. Again, we contacted both the Premier Peter Gutwin's office and the Office of Health Minister Sarah Courtenay, but both have failed to respond to our questions. We believe it's crucial for both the Health Minister and the government to be more transparent when it comes to these matters involving the case of the coronavirus. In a first, an ex-public transport bus has been fitted out and placed at the rear of the Launceston General Hospital as a coronavirus assessment clinic in order to meet the increased demand for testing of the virus. The bus has been supplied by the Royal Flying Doctors Service of Tasmania, and in recent days supermarket shelves have been emptied of toilet paper, and as each day continues, the stock of toilet paper continues to be reduced. Other items such as hand sanitizer and bleach have been other products missing from our supermarket shelves. We would like to state there is no need to stockpile these items and to be sensible when it comes to purchasing these items in bulk. Supplies need to be readily available for everyone within all of our communities. Of course, we will continue to update you with any new developments. You might remember the story we featured about Tasmania Police shooting dead a man in the driveway of a property in Brighton in the state's South region back in early February of this year. Police were called to the property on Tea Tree Road after reports a man was acting violent towards occupants of the home after he was told to leave. Police arrived and claimed the man at speed drove towards them and they had no other option but to open fire. Police fired 10 shots at the man, with one shot hitting his shoulder, the other in the head. The man died at the scene. There is questions in why, after such a long process, police still haven't released the 38-year-old man's identity, and police still refuse to answer questions surrounding the officers involved and if they are still on operational duties. This case, which is shrouded in secrecy, has not been updated for some time, and it seems police are holding back information to the media and public in relation to the shooting. Tasmania Police also stated that the police vehicle that was rammed by the man was a write-off, but the amount of damage to both vehicles would suggest otherwise. There is concern the police officer's version of the events and the reason for opening fire on the man doesn't match the bullet placement on the man's vehicle. Police have stated they fired directly towards the man's vehicle in a front direction, but bullet holes on the driver's side of the man's vehicle tells another story. Of course, we contacted Tasmania Police, but they refused to comment. Yesterday in the Hobart Supreme Court, an appeal hearing played out in a very strange way. A Launceston murderer who fatally stomped his friend's head has lost an appeal bid to overturn his conviction and sentence. The man's lawyer was Truong. Her client, Anthony Finnegan, is serving a 21-year sentence for murdering 56-year-old Pete Fitzgerald after a night of drinking at the victim's Summerhill unit in December of 2016. His lawyer, Truong, stated weird remarks towards the appeal judge, stating he's not Hulk Hogan, he is not WWF, he's not some gladiator, he does not even have muscles. You might remember back in late May of 2019, we did a special feature on Miss Truong, who was living in Tasmania at the time and representing clients on serious criminal cases without holding the right certifications within Tasmania. Miss Truong was also visiting Risdon Prison and asking inmates to leave their current legal counsel and hire her to be their lawyer. We approached Miss Truong late last year outside the Hobart Magistrates Court.
Yes,
Yep, but you don't have your practicing certificate here.
I can practice here.
Do you have your practice certificate though?
Yes, I have a practicing certificate.
Are you cold calling clients
No,
and
I'm
saying
not.
to them, hey,
No,
look,
I'm
I can represent you?
No,
No?
I'm getting referrals.
You're getting referrals by who?
I don't have to tell you. I'm
Didn't
so
respond.
sorry.
So if I give you my card, you'll have a chat with
Yeah,
us?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I
great.
just don't like it this way. Like, I'm happy to assist, but this is like a bit weird.
Well, it's just that we've got a lot of complaints, that's all.
From who?
From people that you're saying that you're cold calling them and stuff like that. And
I'm not cold calling them.
is it true that you're living with a client's partner,
No, I'm staying with some other girls in Kingston.
but not with a client's partner
No.
that you're representing? Okay,
Represent.
but
I don't represent them
But you've got a
anymore.
practicing certificate.
Yes, I do.
So if I contact the Law Society, they'll provide that to me.
Yes, but I
But
don't
you're
know.
not. But you're not on any roll though for the Law Society. We
Yes,
can't
I
find
am.
you.
Look, this is rather rude, okay? I had to just renew my license in Sydney, so there's no problem.
So there's nothing. So you've got no issues or no charges pending in New
like
South
I
Wales
said to you,
with the
out
Legal
of
Services
look,
Commission.
Look, out of respect, it's nice to do it properly rather than on the street like this.
Okay. Well, will you take my calls then? Because you didn't take my calls yesterday. So
Look, it's very rude just pointing the microphone like this. I said to you, I'm happy to talk, but not like this.
okay.
And I don't like this being treated like this,
Okay.
okay?
Sure.
Like, I've got referrals to represent people. I don't need to go and cold call people. And
Okay.
I have no means to cold call people anyway.
Okay.
I
So
don't have
the
their
18 or
numbers.
so people that we've got, they've told us that that's what you've been doing. So they're lying. Is that what
Look,
you're
I
saying?
don't know who they are, okay? Who the 18 people.
Have you been
Understand?
visiting Risdon Prison?
Yes, I have. Of course, I've got clients.
Okay, but
And I've been
you
referred-
haven't been
look.
trying to push them.
No, I haven't. I don't need to, okay?
All right. Thanks very
I
much.
don't need to push them,
Okay.
honestly.
It just seems that we've just got different story. That's all.
Well, I'm happy to talk to you properly, not
Okay.
like this.
Sure. All right. I'll
Okay.
send you an
So-
email. It was after that she wasted the court's time by placing a restraining order on me because of the interview. She stated that I bullied her and prevented her from walking away and caused her distress. But you can clearly see I never touched her or tried to stop her leaving. What is more concerning, this interview took place right outside the Hobart City Police Station, and Ms Truong could have easily gone in there if she felt distressed. Again, she is wasting the court's time with a slap-together appeal for her client, using silly methods within a legal system that is simply unheard of. From the degree of nonsense she's presented in court, it was no wonder the appeal was denied. After all, judges are allowed to deny appeal cases if the information that is presented to them is inaccurate. We have been advised by other legal services that Ms Truong's methods of practicing law are to be questioned, and when obtaining legal advice, people should do their research on lawyers before accepting them to represent them in their case. Now let's take a look at the state's weekend weather forecast. In Hobart today it was mostly cloudy and the maximum reached 19, and tonight will be a low of 11. Saturday partly cloudy with a top of 14 and a low of 10. Sunday same conditions, looking at a top of 16 and an overnight low of 8. In Devonport today it reached a top of 22 and looking at a low of 11. Saturday partly cloudy with temperatures are expected to reach 19 with an overnight low of 11. Sunday cloudy conditions will continue, looking at a top of 17 and a low of 9. In Launceston today it was cloudy with parts of sunshine creeping through. The top reached 24 and looking at a low of 11. Saturday partly cloudy conditions, looking at a high of 19 and an overnight low of 9. And Sunday will be mostly sunny with a top of 19 and a low of 7. Well, that's our program for this evening, but I'd like to give you a quick update. The Marjorie rally that was going to be held outside the Risdon prison has now been cancelled, so please don't attend that event. Well, if you have any stories, contact us at news@tasnews24.net. Don't forget to check out our website at tasnews24.net, and of course, like us on Facebook. Until next week, take care of yourself and others. Bye for now.